18, but the sides were only able to convert half of those into tries with 9 in total. The home side were more wasteful of chances according to the numbers. They had made 10 breaks to 8, but only scored 4 tries to 5. They made 2 more errors, 11 to 9, so that will have contributed to that. Other stats between the side were really close, so it's probably that inability to take advantage of your opportunities, and maybe part of that does come from having a junior half-back combo in terms of playing time together, and a full-back who hasn't played much game time with them either. Maybe that means things didn't string together right. That's all I could guess. That's me guessing, though. Callum Watkins, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 113 metres, 3 successful offloads. Ash Hanley, 1 try, 8 tackle bus, 154 metres, 2 clean breaks. Ash Golding, 12 tackle bus, 158 metres. Ryan Hall, 182 metres, 2 clean breaks. So obviously all that work done in the outside backs. Matty Ashurst came out of this game with a lot of credit from what I've heard and read. He got a try and 144 metres. Jacob Miller scored a try for himself, taking on the line. 110 metres, Bill Tupou 176 metres, and Reece Lynn 135 metres, doing what they've been doing all year, turning up in the SLP stats roundup. In terms of the standings for Super League, that means Saints keep their 4-point advantage from Wigan and Warrington. Leeds are 4th, Cass are 5th, Hull fall to 6th, and they were the only top half side to lose this weekend. Wakefield sits 7th still. Widnes make up the top 8, but are joined on 6 points by Hull KR, the only bottom half side to win this week, and Salford. Huddersfield dropped to 11th, Catalan stay rooted to the bottom. This round had the most missed tackles / tackle bus of any round so far this season, had the most carries of any round so far this season this year, the most metres, the most clean breaks, the most dummy half runs, and the most offloads of any full round so far this year.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously that suggests, like, even though there's the fatigue factor, the way that shows up on the scoreboards and in the stats is in an interesting way. It's not showing up necessarily in errors and that sort of stuff, although there were plenty of errors this week. It's showing up in missed tackles. It's the crucial one. And then because of the missed tackles, people making more meters. Because the tackling's a bit weaker, you're getting more freedom to offload. So that means more carries, because more times before a play the ball happens, more people touch the ball. So it's all rolled into that sort of lack of intensity in defence that you get after on the third Easter game. Which is an interesting thing to pick up on. And if you're listening to this and you're interested, tell your friends that SLP brings a good view on things that educates and informs. In terms of the predictions, Super Root and Dream Team, 5 out of 6 for me. It was only that narrow loss for Wakefield, that let me down. I'm 26 out of 38 so far versus the co-host as a group, where you're going to make your contribution to that soon. 5 out of 6 for Alan as well. They're 1 ahead, 27 out of 38 you co-hosts are. In terms of the Super Brew, it's Graham Redgewell who's got the yellow cap, but an informed John Short, a couple of good weeks in a row for him. He's the big mover this week, taking over the top spot in the table. In the Dream Team, league leader Alan Bagley had another impressive week, over 600 points for him, but it was 5th place Sarah Morgans, who's always there and thereabouts. The score of the weekend was 670 for Sarah, so well done to all those guys, well outperforming me as things stand. And now we're now going to fly through other results from the world of Rugby League. Other results now, sponsored by Master of Shaves. Master of Shaves is a small family-run business that sells high-quality traditional wet shaving products and specialises in straight razors. Visit their website, masterofshaves.com, and Super League Pod listeners can get a 10% discount off their order by using the code SLP at checkout. So, Leigh, do you want to take us through the results from round 10 of the Championship?
So it was Toulouse 50, Barrow 4. Batley 18, Toronto 26. There was a bit of a kerfuffle after this game.
So Paul Rowley got attacked as he was walking down the stairs or something? Is that what you've read?
I've seen a tweet about it. Yes, it doesn't seem to be. I don't know whether it got mentioned on any of the radio today or anything, but I've not seen it anywhere other than that and a little bit on in League Express today.
Yeah, and this is the second week in a row there's been a bit of off-field aggro aimed at the Wolfpack for no real good reason. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't feel like it's necessarily warranted. There's a lot of bitterness and jealousy towards them. Because last week at Featherstone, a couple of the Wolfpack fans were attacked
Right.
They are, which is really disturbing, horrible stuff to be hearing about. And look, poor Rowley can come off as a bit of a cop. I'm not going to deny that, but he hadn't anything to do with why Batley lost this game. Batley lost this game because Toronto had the hill in the second half, basically, and Gareth O'Brien started finding some gaps. The injury to Wayne Retty on half time was terrible. Did you see this?
No.
He took an intercept, ran down the hill.
Yeah.
Really chased him all the way, which actually forced him sort of into the corner and maybe made him feel like he had to dive over rather than just put the ball down. But I actually think it was because Wayne Retty is one of these wingers that's got a bit of heftiness about him these days. And I think he was going so fast that he thought if he'd have tried to stop and put the ball down, he would have gone rolled out. So he did this dive, but he dislocated his shoulder. So they had to play with a man down Batley in the second half, which did impact them a little bit. Certainly they had less speed, but they were going up the hill in the second half, and the hill was crucial to this game, I felt like. But unnecessary, innit? Yeah,
it is. I think maybe Batley's coach was saying something about penalties or something. I felt hardly done by. I'm sure I saw something like that.
This has been
something on the radio.
Diskin's been saying stuff about wanting to understand what the referees are giving for a while. He's tried to try and wrap it up into a positive rather than a criticism.
It's coaching. No?
I want to learn about
he can
how they're seeing it, so I can teach my players to play it better. And that sort of stuff. But it seems unnecessary.
Absolutely. It's always unnecessary. Featherstone 46, Dewsbury 18. I think it was closer. I think it was maybe a closer first half. Again, I think
it was 22-18 at half time. Then Featherstone. The better conditioned side ran away with it.
Halifax 26, London 16.
London on the slide.
Absolutely. What a shame.
But they've got a bounce back opportunity. They've got Rochdale.
Right, okay.
And Rochdale this week.
Leigh 68, Rochdale 10. So Deck Patton actually played for Rochdale this weekend. He was half back for them. So he set one up and scored and got the kick. But not enough to beat Leigh. They're really back on it now, aren't
Resurgent,
they?
It's a decent crowd, over 3,000 as well for a game that was always going to be one-sided.
And Swinton 18, Sheffield 19. So last couple of minutes drop goal.
It was Sheffield were kind of owning this game. It was 12-2 at half time. Swinton found some sort of inspiration. Got a try that was converted pretty well by Hankinson, who's not the most regular of kickers, not the most accurate of kickers anyway, but he's getting better, and that made it 18-all. But unfortunately for Swinton, with their Wigan contingent, Sheffield were able to get down the field and boot a drop goal with a couple of minutes left. There was a field goal. Meant it was Sheffield win in what was the Super League Pod game of the round for the Championship, and if you look at those results, it was the game of the round.
Absolutely.
That means Toronto stay top on 17 points with Toulouse and Featherstone a point behind them. London are still fourth, but now have only a 2-point advantage over Leigh and Halifax. On 10 points, these two are both on 10 points from 10 games. London have a game in hand against Sheffield. Batley, Dewsbury, Barrow and Sheffield come next. Rochdale are 11th with their 1 win, and Swinton are last with their 1 point. Into League One, and Saturday's League One game was London Scholars 76, West Wales Raiders 8, and we got a fan viewing from Dr. Hideous on this one.
So the Raiders away kit is well designed, white on top, grey below, with a shallow lime green V separating them on the chest. That's the best thing about them on the field. They want to be a Welsh side, not a team of imports, and many players lack experience at this level. Scholars played fun attacking rugby, but would be miffed at their errors and the result not quite going a point a minute. Hat-trick for Vinnie Finnegan.
Apparently before the game, the scoreboard was I say scoreboard, they have like an old flip down thing, and Dave sent us a picture on Twitter, and it was 18-0 before the game, and I actually replied and said, I bet it doesn't end up far off that, and it got close. Oldham 16, Hunslet 24, Coventry 12, Whitehaven 44, and our friend Tim, who's going to be in the co-host seat next week, got in touch on this one.
Decent showing considering the Bears had 7 players unavailable through student RL commitments, and a strong Whitehaven side pounced on every Bears mistake. usually scoring as a result. Carl Forster again shows he's probably too good to be playing at this level. Whitehaven fans are always excellent and noisy.
Doncaster 28, North Wales 20. Good outing for North Wales against the top of the table Doncaster side. Keighley 80, Hemel 10. Newcastle 16, York 26. So their revival keeps going on. York are going great guns. Workington 17, Bradford 16 in the game of the round. Tim G got in touch on this one more to talk about the extracurriculars, I guess.
Yeah. This is the game that encapsulates everything rugby league right now. Rather than talk about the fantastic game on the field, we're obsessing about the attendance and bickering, which we did earlier.
Well, yeah, but it was the big news story, weren't it?
Yeah.
What the attendance was actually 1,366, which I think is pretty decent in League One. It was the best attendance in League One by over 400.
Wow.
The second best was Newcastle York, which was 954. There was only 198 at London Scholars West Wales, which is a shame because the Scholars have done things the right way.
Yeah,
they are building a sense of a rugby league community down there, I feel, and I really wish that they'd get more backing. Hopefully, the Toronto game that's going to be played down at the what's it called, New River Stadium or whatever it's called, is gonna help build some interest, and maybe some of those casual fans might click on to go into the odd Scholars game too. We'll see, but hopefully that's the case for them. In terms of how things stand, Doncaster head back to the top on points difference after Bradford get their first loss of the year. Bradford in second, York in third, also have 8 points from 5 played. Workington, Keighley, Whitehaven, Hunslet follow on 6 points. Scholars are 8th with 5 points. Newcastle all have 4 points. Then it's North Wales, Coventry, Hemel, West Wales. The last two are still to get off the mark and probably have horrifically embarrassing plus minus, minus 184 for West Wales from their 3 games played.
Wow.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It is a real shame, but there's just no consistency there for them, and it's a bit of a worry. I hope things improve there. NRL round 5. Things were improving for the Canberra Raiders this week. They won 26 points to 10 against the Bulldogs. Elliot White had played in this, and he played in about 4 positions during the game because of injuries as the game went on for the Raiders.
Is he? Because he's been playing loose forward, hasn't he, this season?
Started at loose forward, moved into the second row, moved into the centre, then moved into standoff to finish the game.
He has played all those positions already for the Raiders, hasn't he? But Bulldogs are absolute dog shit this year.
Well, Raiders hadn't won yet, had they?
They hadn't, but they'd lost. They'd lost them close. They bottled it at the end of games rather than whereas the Bulldogs have just they've just been really poor. So.
The Sharks 10, Roosters 28, Dragons 16, Rabbitohs 12. The Dragons haven't been poor. James Graham had 130 metres. Gareth Widdop played in this one. Didn't get to watch the game, sadly, because they don't have a Watch NRL app. But I'm guessing he was pulling the strings as per. For the Rabbitohs, there was no Sam Burgess. Tom Burgess made 127 metres. George Burgess also played. He started this one, actually, but still failed to tip the scales over 100 metres, which is worrying for his long-term performances.
I think he gave away a penalty really early doors as well. I think in the first minute. I watched the sort of highlights of it, the tries and what have you, and the commentators seem to always pick up. It's a George Burgess error has led to this. The kind of sort of he's fallen quite far, hasn't he, George?
He has, yeah. It was West Hags 11, Melbourne Storm 10. The West Hags doing a double over the Storm early on in this season, which is incredible. And actually, the old This Week in League undefeated asterisk, I feel like I can't wear my undefeated asterisk hoodie at the moment, because that asterisk next to the West, that's where it came from, the former co-host there, Real Dad down there, always saying undefeated asterisks about what their season was going to be. But that asterisk feels real this season, because the one loss they had does have a big asterisk against it because of the referee decision.
Of course it does,
But someone got in touch on this one.
Yeah, so the first points came from Brody.
Phil Naden.
Sorry, apologies. Phil Naden. The first points came from Brodie Croft for the Storm. Josh Alawai scored and saw the Tigers' first try. Minutes later, though, Billy Slater scored for the Storm. In the second half, it was an end-to-end battle for 20 minutes before a penalty for Storm, putting it 10-4 to the Storm. Lawrence try and Lolohea conversion squared it up. Then a drop goal from Marshall for the Tigers in the last